Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Hi, Rosanna. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Sam. Hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's Eve. Hello, my friend. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank you. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to you, too. You're calling me Khaleesi. Oh, my goodness. That was my Halloween costume a few years ago. Thank you. Happy New Year. Hi, Renata. How are you? Hi, Mike. How am I doing this New Year's Day? I'm great. How about you? What's shaking in your world? What are you guys up to today? What are the vibes? Well, Khaleesi comes from the TV show Game of Thrones, right? Is that where you got my name from? Is that you associate that with me, or just something you thought of with my name? That's very sweet of you. No? Okay, so it was just natural. It was just natural. Well, I used to say I'm the mother of cats, not mother of dragons, as Khaleesi is. You took all the Christmas stuff down, laundry done, just relaxing. I gotta take my tree down. I haven't done that yet. It's been on my mind though. You feel sad? How come, my friend? It is a bit of mixed energy. The holidays has a way of bringing things to the surface. My goodness, you know? You're cooking ham, collard greens, black-eyed peas, rice, cornbread, and apple pie. Sounds wonderful, Mike. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Kristen. Oh, you have an interview? Cats are mini dragons. They sure are. Oh man. Can you believe it? 2026. Where did 2025 go? I don't even know. Hi, Kristen. Happy New Year. You're already in bed. Yeah, your new year, yeah, it was already before ours. How do I feel? I feel good. I feel good. I do think there's a lot of mixed energy, but I've been very motivated today. I've been working hard on some things. I've been filming a lot of videos. I've been processing a lot of thoughts and what I want to do and what are my intentions. So that's kind of been my day today. And it's so funny actually, because I bought this sweater. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I bought this sweater a few months ago. Haven't even worn it. Hi, Neil. Happy New Year. I haven't even worn this. And so today when I was like, what am I going to wear to film? I was like, I looked in my drawer and it's the year of the horse, the fire horse. I was like, this is perfect. So that's how I ended up wearing this sweater. Can I cook a nice meal? And what is my favorite meal to cook and eat at the same time? I wouldn't say I'm an amazing cook, but I do like to cook. I tend to like to cook with another person more than like just myself. So if it's cooking just for me, but if I was cooking for another person, I love having steak. I love having vegetables or barbecue. I love making chicken parm or pasta. Oh, thanks, Renata. Hi, Maddie. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you, Mandy. You too. It's okay. Take your time, Kirsten. You don't have to rush it. Hi, Melissa. Happy New Year. Thank you, Jeff. That's very kind of you. What about dessert? Oh, I love cheesecake. I love any dessert, to be honest with you. I have a sweet tooth, not gonna lie. Any dessert would be lovely. Oh, thank you, 21. 21, I don't even know your first name. Please let me know. Yeah, I know the feeling, Kirsten. I remember when I first started recording videos. It's not easy to record videos, right? Oh, thank you so much. Very kind of you. So tell me, everybody, what's your word of the day? Oh, thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Hi, Christine. Here we are, 2026. How are you feeling? Thank you, Renata. It has been an interesting energy. Now, did anything pop up for you last night? Any revelations? Because I mean, the astrology was talking about how there was going to be some interesting energy. You love to make a maraschino cherry swirl cheesecake. You're speaking my language, Mike. If I had to choose between like strawberry and cherry, like cheesecake, it would be cherry all the way. I mean, I love strawberries. I do. Hi, Byron. How are you? But I love anything cherry. Thank you. That's very kind of you. You feel activated. The word of the day is forgiveness, peace. You're struggling. I think a lot of people are. Orhan. Okay, thank you. Good to know your name. You're from New Zealand. Welcome. You're excited for the new beginning, Maddie? Yeah, me too. Me too. Oh my goodness, 400 minutes, Trish. I love it. I love it. Thank you. New beginnings, Jen. Yes. Hi, Katie Louise. Great song, Mike. Oh, thank you. A hard one, says Christine. Allowed to be the villain in other people's story. Don't need to prove otherwise. Oh, I know. And you know, there's a lot of energy coming through today. Let me tell you something. I haven't said this in a while. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? When I was filming today, here's what was coming through a little bit. I think people, Ruby, Happy New Year, my friend. Hi, Sil. I think there's a bit of guilt coming through, and I don't mean guilt necessarily in oneself. I mean, it's possible, but I think there's guilt imposed upon people right now from others, friends, family, whatever. If people are guilting you or pressuring you into something, that says more about them than it does about you. You don't have to sacrifice yourself because you feel obligated, even when it's your family, even when it's your friends. I understand how hard it is. You know, I really do. I've been in the position, and it hurts. It's tough. But the one thing I do know from experience is that if somebody really loves you, they will not put you in a position where you feel compromised. And that's something to consider. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I think is coming through a little bit. So let me know if that makes sense. I think, you know, it's very noble to sacrifice oneself. I did wear braces, Jeff. Yes, I did. But I had straight teeth always my whole life. I was very lucky with my teeth. I just had one tooth that was up high, and that's why I had to wear braces. So if you're feeling any of that energy, good evening. Yeah, we're going to talk about the current energies for sure. But I know that feeling. Like I said, I've been there before, you know, where you want to do right by everybody. You want to please everybody. And that was something that came through today in the cards, where it's like people pleasing, you know, where like you want to please everybody. You want everybody to be happy. The problem is that it can't come at a total sacrifice of yourself either. You know what I mean? Like you have to have a balance of giving and receiving. It's okay to give, just not to an over extreme point. Hi, Kathy. Happy New Year. You just got some metal braces, rubber bands with adult headgear yesterday. Hey, listen, it's all worth it in the end. So I know it's not easy, but yeah, rock your braces. Why not? You don't need to change your boundaries and morals to please others. Yeah, we can't please everybody still. This is the point. Now, we're doing the full moon Zoom on Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. You've learned this lesson too, Diana? Yeah, it takes time for people to learn it. I know we all have good intentions with it, but it's not easy, you know? We're doing the full moon Zoom on Saturday night. If you'd like to join me, the cost is $22. We're going to sit on Zoom and talk for a couple hours about the energies. Listen, this full moon in Cancer is not easy. Me too, Kathy. I'm looking forward to it because the full moon in Cancer is emotional. I think, hi, Pauline, Happy New Year. I think that the energy is asking us, whether we can trust our intuition or whether we're going to let anxiety rule over us. Yeah, it's never easy. And I'm sure other things will pop up. It always does, Christine. This is the thing. Our life is filled with tests. Okay, we quit, but it's back. Good, good, good. Well, when you're talking on the iPad or on your devices, yes, the camera is opposite. Hi, Kathy. Happy New Year. How are you? Yes, yes. I love horses too, Maddie. So here's the thing. I mentioned it when I first came on. I'll mention it again. So a couple months ago, at least, I bought this sweater. Okay. I hadn't worn it. Hi, Starfire. Happy New Year. I hadn't worn it. It's been sitting in a drawer. I didn't even think about it, forgot about it. And then today I was going to film, obviously, because I had some time. And I was like, you know what? What should I wear? And I went into the drawer and I found it. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's the year of the horse. So there you go. It was like perfect. I have not, like I said, I've yet to wear it. It's actually a little bit big on me, but it's cozy and it's cute. So I said, why not? Yeah, it worked out perfectly. Hi, Charmers. How are you? So the year of the horse, I was like, this is perfect. Hi, Vanchika. How are you? Other people's opinions and expectations are heavy. Yes, they can be. But people have to be also mindful of projection. How many of you, hi, Giddy Cash, how are you? How many of you are feeling like there's a bit of projection in the air as well? Oh, yeah, I was wearing this in the video that I posted earlier today. Yes. I woke up this morning and I felt so inspired and like called to film that video because I wanted to thank everybody. I was thinking about, those posts that you see where it says 12 chapters, 365 chances. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get up, shower, do my face and get ready and I'm going to go film. So that's how I've spent my day today. You're my super fan? Oh, Oran, thank you. That's very kind of you. What am I going to cook for you? I mean, we don't know each other that well. I mean, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the energy. You feel it too, Kirsten? Spot on projection? Mm-hmm. I think people are struggling to deal with their feelings right now, right? I felt very giddy last night. Like you guys know, I don't know what was coming over me. Like there was an energy that was just so intense last night. Now that tempered a little bit. I mean, it kind of went up and down last night. Not in a bad way. Like I didn't have a bad night or anything. But I would say that the energy definitely was a little bit, I see. Makes sense. You're hoping 2026 is going to be a good year for you. 2025 was, you know what I'm reminded of, actually? You ended with a headache. And you know what's funny? I have a bit of a headache today. Here's something that I observed last night, and tell me if this makes sense. Because you guys know I've been thinking about like the last like 10 years, because we're thinking about like year 1 to 9, then going into like a 10-year, which is a 1. Okay, I know I repeat myself all the time about this. But do you remember when everybody said this about 2016? Everybody said at the time that 2016 was the worst year of their life. Now think about it. 2016, if I'm not mistaken, was the 9-year, was it not? 2, 3. Yeah, it was a 9-year. 2016 is when I had my house flood. That's when my whole world just came absolutely like crashing down, okay? So yeah, you remember, so it's not just me. So I was thinking about this last night. Guess what? 2017 was the 1 year. That's why it's been a very similar time, or it's going to be a very similar time to 2017. Now, what happened to me in 2017? 2017, I was sparked. And when I tell you I was like completely sparked on this spiritual reawakening, as I call it, yes, I was. Like that's when like everything changed for me. I separated. I lived on my own for the first time in years. I was sparked on this journey. You can call it twin flame journey, whatever you want to call it. Happy New Year, Nick. And so it led me on this path to more self awareness, boundaries, um, working through my wounds. I mean, we all have wounds that we continue to work through, but 2017, it was a 1 year. So therefore, I feel like this year is going to be very similar to a 2017, but at a different level, you know? So you're asking what comes next? Another spark. Absolutely. Absolutely. Another spark, another shift, another change, another experience to take you to another level, starting a whole new pattern. And I don't know if any of you listen to, now I'm not affiliated with them. Hi, Virginia, good afternoon. Happy New Year. You actually just got goosebumps. I'll tell you something else that I came across. Let me share some things with you. Um, okay. Have you ever watched the astrology podcast? I found them on TikTok. And they did these like astrological forecasts for the year. So I'm a Sagittarius rising. So you want to look at your rising sign, right? They said if you don't know your rising sign, you can look at your sun sign, but I was watching the Sagittarius rising. And so interesting. Saturn in Pisces. Pisces is my fourth house. So all of these things regarding, so you're a Sag rising also. So you would experience the same as me in some aspects, that matters of the home over the last few years, last 3 years or so that Saturn's been in Pisces, your home has been affected. Well, in the last 3 years, many things have happened. I've moved. I've still had water issues throughout my both homes actually. And now Saturn is moving out of Pisces. It's moving into Aries. It's moving into the fifth house. Fifth house is creativity. It's physical connection. I'll use that word, or intimacy. It's the idea of children or birthing something new, creativity, whatever. So matters of the home for me are coming to a close. Matters of the home in regards to even family things, physical home environment. So I looked at the astrology podcast as like a guide for the next year to see, like, because it tells you all the different transits that you're going to encounter. And I have to tell you, a lot of it feels very accurate. Your husband is a Sag? Well, very interesting. So you've been repairing the house and yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Miss Bubbly Queen. 2017? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Hi, Nicholas. Sending you lots of love in Sweden. Hi, Deb. Happy New Year. How are things in Australia? You might have a cold. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon. You're a Sag sun also. So, Byron, you might be feeling that, even more so. Now, I'm a Virgo with a Libra moon and a Sag rising, but I also have a ninth house stellium. So I do have a lot of Sag energy. I have a lot of Virgo energy and I have a lot of Libra energy. I really have like a mixture. But anyways, I highly recommend. I'm not affiliated with them, but I found the astrology podcast forecasts to be quite interesting, and they're not short either. Like they're a long video. 2024, you were deep diving into your birth chart, and so many dates in 2026 were significant. Yeah. Home ownership, Virginia. I mean, you guys know that the other day my hot water tank started leaking. It's still leaking, actually. Have I got a cat or pet dog? I do. I have two cats. I had three, but two of them passed away last year, and now I only have two. You're welcome. Scorpio rising, interested to see that. Yeah, Ruby. Ruby, I've missed you so much. I've missed you so much. Hi, Josh. Happy New Year. Hi, Annie. How are you? So anyways, you love cats? Me too. Me too. They're being little buggers these days, but it's all good. It's very hot where you are? Yeah. Well, you're in your summer season where you are. So, do I think anxiety can cause physical pain in the body? Absolutely. Yes. You had a cat and three puppies? Hi, Marta. Happy New Year. You know, a lot of the emotional stuff that we go through causes physical pain. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not here to diagnose anybody, but a lot of the times when we have deep emotional pain, we start to feel it in the body. Actually, I have a massage this week, and I'm really looking forward to that because my body is sore. So much has happened. Ruby, I'd love to have an update. Hi, Jim. Happy New Year. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate it. Well, that's interesting, Kirsten. You're in Connecticut and got 4 more inches of snow. I know, we got a lot of snow too last night. Do I read tarot on celebrities and true crimes? No, I don't. No, I'm very respectful of the energy, so I kind of leave it be. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. You're in so much pain, worrying and missing your guy. He's struggling mentally and wants to do it alone. Oh, Kay Louise, let me tell you, I've been through this myself. I know exactly what you're talking about. There's not much you can do. People have to want to work on it together. People have to want to do better, to be better. It's really hard to, you can't fix it for them, you know? Oh, you've done a lot of traveling. That's amazing. You've not seen him in 4 months. Katie Louise, the best thing I can tell you to do in that situation, there's two things. One, if there is no contact, then you have to live your life and move on. And that even means dating other people, as hard as that is, okay? Because if you wait, you'll continue to wait because there's no guarantees. Life is short, okay? You can't get time back. And nothing that's meant for you is ever gonna pass you by. If the person, though, is doing work and growing and maybe even therapy and communicating with you and working on themselves, there is a possibility there. But it requires two people to really be on the same page there and to understand and to trust the process. It's not easy. But if you're not in any contact and it's been 4 months and you're waiting, my advice is don't do that. You're going to stifle yourself. You're going to be waiting a long time because you don't know how long their healing is going to take. Nobody knows. It all depends on how much they want to heal themselves. And that's not your responsibility. Hi, Kazaya, how are you? Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. So, sometimes, Miss Bubbly Queen, it's not a good idea to reach out to exes from way back when, even though you were trying to be nice. You got blocked maybe because they couldn't handle the energy, unfortunately. Hi, Diane. Happy New Year. Yeah, but an odd text here and there is not enough, Katie, to keep you moving forward. It actually pulls you backwards every time. It's either like no contact or like you're on the same page. You like what's above my head? It's a print that has angel wings. Hi, Lucia. Happy New Year. All right, let's get into it. Abdullah, you're a Capricorn. Yeah, last year was not great. I've heard that before from many Capricorns. You're blocked probably because they can't handle the emotion that comes with it. Well, but that's the thing though, Katie, I say this to you with love. I mean, I know we can give people every excuse. Like I look at it like this. I can understand why people do what they do, even when I don't agree with it. I can't get mad because I understand it, even though sometimes I want to. But it's unfortunate that his aunt died in the middle of everything and he's dealing with grief, but that's on him to figure out. You cannot give a pass for all these things and wait and stifle yourself, because if you do, you will continue to wait. That is the sad reality. Hi, Peter. Happy New Year to you too. Hi, Sunny. How are you? You're a Scorpio sun, Libra moon, Libra rising? That's right. You're a Libra moon just like me. Libra risings are going to have an interesting year this year, I hear. All right, so let's take a look at the current energies today. Let's get into it. I feel like we could probably talk for hours. Unfortunately, I cannot stay on too long today because I'm very tired at this point. I've been filming a lot, processing a lot. Exactly, because I just said giving others an excuse, that is being very kind to them. How about being kind to yourself first? Yeah, for sure. Happy New Year. No, there's two wings. There's two wings. There's two. It's just the angle that I'm sitting at. The cats are well, Lucia. The cats are well. Listen, I have no problems giving people the benefit of the doubt. I have no problems understanding. This is my thing. The way in which people respond to things says everything. I can understand going through the worst of the worst. I've been through the worst of the worst. But it's how one responds to the scenario that matters most, not the crap that they've gone through, even though we don't wish anybody to go through horrible things. The way in which you respond to it, the way in which you treat others, the way in which you consider the energy and looking at the bigger picture is important always. Unfortunately, not everybody does that, right? So we have to hold people accountable as well. Oh, the kitties do give good cuddles, Katie. That is true. Hi, Boops. Happy New Year. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It almost looks like it's the heart of the horse when I was filming today earlier. You know? Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. You know? Thanks, Christine. All right, let's get into it. Actually, you know what? I had this, I don't know. I was going to use this deck, but something tells me to use Tarot de la Nuit, the deep scorpionic energy. Happy New Year, Alex. The fire card yesterday definitely was prophetic. I think so too. I think so too. All right, let's take a look. What is the current energy today? I'm going to use this one. Yeah, there we go. There's that fire. The 9 of Wands, the 9 of Wounds. How many of you are feeling the wounds? Look, this is saying you're not down and out. You're not out of the game. You just got to keep moving forward, even when it's tough. The heart of the ocean. Look, when I bought this necklace, you have to know how that story went. I had the previous version, right, which was a smaller version. So when I ordered this one, after having had a gold one and having had a pink one, I thought this was going to be the same. I didn't realize it was going to be so big. So I always joke that it's like the Titanic, heart of the ocean. But I never take it off. It's something that I wear all the time. I get a lot of compliments on it. It's become like my thing. And so I'm so glad that I got it, really. Yesterday, my energy was really funny. Yeah, no, I mean, my energy can go from one to the other. I adapt as I go. But yeah, yesterday was like giddy kind of energy. Like I could feel some energy on me. Like it was interesting. Hi, Hannah, how are you? You deleted a person that made you sad? It's tough. It's tough. Sometimes, you know, I don't know. Sometimes it's necessary, I guess. Unfortunately. I'm the heart of the ocean. Thank you, Diana. I appreciate it. Hi, Kat. Happy New Year. My zodiac sign, I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo. Be careful of any chasing right now. No chasing. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Be mindful because any overgiving, any chasing does not work in your favor. The garden is about something becoming publicly known. Letitia, how are you, my friend? Happy New Year. I want you to push through your wounds, focus on yourself, and let people come to you. Let's see. Potential or challenge. What do we need to know? King of Cups. I've been seeing the King of Cups come through a lot today. King of Cups and King of Wands. So this energy is about being in tune with your emotions. Hi, Rebecca. Happy New Year. This is about being in tune with your emotions. Yeah, putting ourselves out there. Yeah, the garden is something public. I mean, you got to put yourself out there sometimes, even when you don't want to. You got to be open. You know, bonne année, mon ami. Merci. Bonne année aussi, Mathieu. Putting ourselves out there. Yep. The door's got to be open. Many of the kings popping up. I also saw a lot of knights come through today. There was one reading. I had 3 knights come out. Ooh. Be careful of any negative thinking right now. That's the challenge. Look, there's a bit of a head and heart battle right now. And again, it comes down to a bit of intuition versus anxiety, like not being sure, you know? Younger lovers, maybe. Oh, thanks, Tazi. I appreciate it. Let's see what else we need to know. The Wheel of Fortune. Fate. Forces of the universe. Things are shifting right now. Actually, I think the energy is shifting. Oh, merci. Oui, l'année du cheval. Wait. I found it in my drawer today. I hadn't worn it yet. TTP, Matt, you got it. So you're working on yourself, being stronger. Good, Lucia, I'm happy to hear that. So what we need to focus on today is happiness. This came out a lot today. Happiness, 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 happiness. Hi, Frederick. How are things in Sweden? Are you willing to let happiness into your life? You know, I was watching a video today on YouTube. A friend of mine has started posting some YouTube videos. I'll be sharing with you guys soon. Not yet, but soon. I was watching his video, and there was a reference in that video about, you know, working through triggers, you know, and anxiety. You wouldn't just throw yourself into an elevator. If you're afraid of elevators, you're not just going to throw yourself into an elevator and push the top floor. You know how like daunting that would be for somebody? You know, you've got to hang around the elevator, stand by the elevator, you know, maybe get in, get out, maybe go to the first floor. I don't know. Hi, Rico. Happy New Year. And so I think the issue here is that experience is your greatest teacher. If you're not putting yourself into situations where you're being triggered, then what are you doing? Yeah, exposure therapy. And Peter, let me reiterate something that I know is a very triggering topic for people. So I say this to you all with love, okay? Whenever I'm talking about love and relationships, my goal is not to push anybody into a relationship. This is not about, oh, you have to be in love and they have to love you and this has to be this rainbows and butterflies kind of situation. How else do you get better at something? Unless you have experience. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to be willing to get hurt. You've got to be willing to work through the pain. You've got to be willing to retrain the nervous system. Like the best thing that I've ever did in my life, and I say this all the time, is that I put myself out there. I didn't let myself stop just because my ex-husband had an affair and burned it all down. Do you know what I mean? Like, and on top of that, okay, when I got sparked, the person who sparked me after the fact, look, I could have sat and waited for that person for years. No, I don't have any children. No. I could have sat, I mean, look, I hung on for a few years, yes, but I was dating other people. I was trying to work through it. I was trying, when they told me they couldn't give or they needed to do whatever they had to do, you know, culturally, I went and I dated other people. Yeah, I dated doppelgangers, okay? You don't even know. You don't know how many people I dated that looked like this person. If you only knew. There was one time, I'll never forget it. There was one time at the very beginning where I told him, I said, listen, don't be alarmed if you see me around town and I'm dating somebody who looks like you because this person does look like you. You know, yeah, facts, exactly. So my point is that I had to go through the motions, and then now, and I say this with like love and respect, not that I speak to this person, but like now I don't do that. Like I'm not looking for a doppelganger. Like my horizons are much more vast. Like I don't look to recreate that person anymore because I'm not really in that energy anymore. No, no, I've never dated. I've been very fortunate to not be with any narcissists or abusive people. Happy New Year, Veronica. So, yes, nervous system, CPTSD, I totally understand. It's not easy. Not easy at all. There's not one size fits all in this. But the only way to get better is to gain experience. Oh, thank you so much, Veronica. As to gain experience, even to get therapy or to get help, whatever that is, it is our responsibility to heal ourselves. When should you keep going versus giving yourself time to heal? Healing comes through experience, Peter. Because here's the issue. So many people will say, well, I need to focus on myself. I need to work on myself. I need to not do anything because I need to be alone. And there is some truth to that. There's a kernel of truth to that. The problem is, you can read all the self help books, you can watch all the videos, you can listen to me 24/7 all you want. If you're not implementing the knowledge, then nothing is going to change, right? You need to put the work in. You have to practice what you're learning. But so, Miss Bubbly Queen, that's my point exactly. Staying single for a decade, and as much as I understand that, doesn't necessarily help the scenario because it means a wall versus a boundary. Hi, Cindy. Happy New Year, my friend. Walls keep you stuck. That's a wall. Boundaries, boundaries have flexibility. It's up to us to know better. And again, I say that really respectfully because I had to know better. You know, listen, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, shame on me. And after a while, it is my responsibility to know what is what. And if I don't have boundaries or I don't know my self-worth, then how is anything going to change? And I know that nobody wants to be hurt. Of course not. Who wants to be hurt? Yeah, knowledge is useless. Is wonderful, but useless unless utilized. Yes. And so that's been the secret to my growth. Every round, Happy New Year, my friend. My success in my dating life has come down to me constantly putting myself out there. Listen, I can love you till the cows come home. But if you can't give to me or you're not even trying, then I'm out. I'm out. I'm gonna keep going, you know? And it's hard. It sucks. But you have to love yourself more, and that's the key. Look, you're not gonna lose what's meant for you. And it's true, Ruby. As soon as you learn and apply that, everything shifts. It does. Hi, Sarah. Happy New Year. You too. It hurts, but it is what it is. You know, look, the thing about relationships is this: nobody has to be perfectly healed. Nobody is perfect. You can be in a situation where you have wounds, but two people have to decide and choose to work through the tough stuff. That's really what it is. You're welcome. You have to choose. Just because you have a bad day doesn't mean the relationship has to end. Just because you have a bad moment doesn't mean everything crumbles. It means you work together on the same page. That's what a relationship is. You choose. It's not that it's going to magically fall from the sky and be perfect. Yeah. Nick just said we learn to stop pouring out of our love into containers with no capacity. Oh, thank you, Rico. So look, I'm not perfectly healed. Nobody's perfectly healed. We're all going to have our moments. But the people who have successful relationships are people who work through the tough stuff and just keep going. And that's it. That's really what it is. But that has to be desired and wanted and trust. I mean, nothing happens overnight. You know, I was filming a video today about boundaries, and it's like, what people don't realize is that boundaries do not happen overnight. Boundaries require time. We're talking months, years for boundaries to incorporate. So if you're waiting for boundaries to somehow miraculously be there, and that you think is your timing of love, you're going to be waiting a very long time because it has to come through experience. Yeah, and learn how to communicate during those hard times. And we're all guilty of not being able to communicate sometimes. Me too. We all are. Happy New Year, Alex. You were in the gym again this morning and your inner self said, this is the year of action. It is, because that's the horse energy, right? Time you're never going to get back. This is the thing. You're never going to get back time. What are we waiting for? Like, this is sometimes what I'm wondering to myself. Like, what are we waiting for? As I look back at this last 10 years of my life, it's not that I ever waited, but I could have done things more efficiently. And now that I know that I could have done things more efficiently, you better believe I'm not going to make those mistakes again. I'm not going to spend another 10 years taking my sweet time to get the lesson. It's up to me to understand the lesson. Oh, you're welcome, Kelly. Maybe this was meant to be talked about today. I don't know. You're going through divorce right now. Just want to meet the right person who will accept and love you. The right person will accept and love you when you accept and love you. And I know that that sounds cheesy, but Danielle, I totally understand how you feel. A person doesn't just fall from the sky and all of a sudden we're going to be in this happy relationship. It's when we decide that we're going to try. And there's nothing wrong with trying. A Roomba vacuum, as I always say, a Roomba vacuum spins around the room, it hits the wall and redirects itself. That's what we need to do. Good morning. Happy New Year. Yeah, we got to stop beating ourselves up and wasting time. If we want to be efficient, stop blaming ourselves, or holding on to resentments, because it really doesn't do any good. But again, it's easier said than done, This has been the topic of the day for me today. All these readings have been this energy, Okay, so 10 of Cups is happiness. Look, are they, life hacks, session 5, episode 321. I know, Nick, how many life hack moments have we had? If any of you don't know what hack is, it's hard to ask Kelly. This is when I get all fiery. Oh, thanks, Tracy. It's when I get all fiery and I get passionate because I want it for you guys. I want it for myself. I want it for you. 22 years and all is gone. It's not, Danielle. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not all gone. You're never starting at zero. You're starting with knowledge you didn't have before. I want to remind you, you have knowledge you didn't have before. 22 years ago, you were a completely different person. 10 years ago, you were a different person. 5 years ago, you were a different person. If you were to ask me whether I'd want to go back to last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, zero chance. There is nothing that could ever make me want to go back. I'm content exactly where I am, and I'm content to move forward. I was talking to somebody in a session the other day, and I was saying, forgive me for saying this, but there's a difference between the way women and men grieve a relationship. When a woman is done a relationship, she's done. Like there's no going back. There's no going back. Men, it hits them harder after, okay? They don't see it the same way. They try once the door is shut, okay? Like I always say, no man ever has to worry about my ex-husband. And I say that respectfully to my ex-husband because he's a wonderful person. I just don't want to be in a relationship with him. When a woman shuts a door and she's done, she's done. So people have to be very careful with that kind of energy because you can only go to the bank so many times. And when you learn that lesson, you have knowledge you didn't have before. I will never put myself in a position. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can hurt me. I don't mean to laugh. Nobody can hurt me to that extent because I will never let myself get there. I know my hurts. I know where my threshold is. I know what's good for me and what's not good for me. And I have already walked away before. I can walk away again, right? And so I think, it makes sense, Kat, right? Makes sense, boobs. Edison said he learned 2,000 ways how not to make a light bulb, but the 2001 way worked. It did. Exactly. Yeah, I'm a little bit of hard-ass Kelly today, apparently, so maybe it's the new year. Look, are they mistakes? No. No, they're learning experiences, so stop beating yourself up if you are. You're more resilient than you even realize. You're more powerful than you even realize. Stop giving your power away. Stop giving your power away. Okay, Recent past. Let's see what we need to know today. The world, completion of a cycle. We just ended a cycle. Literally. Right? We're now in that number 1 year. Make yourself number 1. I'm channeling that fire horse energy and the Sag bluntness. I know. I can't help it, Nick. I'm so passionate about these topics. You guys know this about me. I've been this way my whole life. When I'm passionate about something, it's like it just... If I don't tell you the truth, who's going to tell you? And I do this to myself too, just so you know. I don't tell you anything that I don't tell myself. You know, I wouldn't tell you to do something that I wouldn't do. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a do as I say, not as I do. I have to keep myself accountable too, and it's not easy. You know? The recent past, perspective. You've had to change your perspective on things. Sometimes you got to look at the bigger picture. And the Magician is about communication and manifestation. What is it that you're trying to manifest right now? Right? Like, what is it? Like, what do you want? What do you want? Okay. So the Strength position right now is the Tower. How many of you are having a bit of a Tower moment? Maybe that's why we're having this conversation. There's this element of it has to come down. It has to crash a little bit. You got to go through the motions. Oh, thank you, Akash. Appreciate it. Yeah, share and we absorb knowledge and grow. Absolutely. You know, the Tower is not necessarily a bad thing. Let yourself fall. You'd be surprised how resilient you are. Cloudy Judgment. Look, see this lightning in the background? When you're not using your brain, and I don't mean like, Look, the brain lies to us, yes, okay? So forget that for a moment. But what I'm saying is when we're not like making good decisions or when we're not balanced, the universe finds a way to rock your world. You think you had a Tower moment or like a meltdown? Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, but sometimes maybe that's necessary to recalibrate. How long have I been reading? I've been doing this for, gosh, for a while now. I don't know, 2017, 2018. Oh, that card went flying. What was it? It almost went flying on the floor. Victory. We're going to have victory. No more ignoring the red flags because the fabric is pretty. You got it. You got it. Okay, let's take a look at the near future. What do we need to know? Ace of Wands, the spark, the passion. What are you passionate about? What's your purpose? What do you want to do? What creatively can you do? There's nothing wrong with being a little bit delulu. Like, and I don't mean like delusional to the sense, hi Andrew, Happy New Year. I don't mean to the sense like where it's a detriment. You have to be able to like think about the possibilities for yourself. Nothing should be set in stone like it has to be this. It's not like this has to be the way, because whenever you think this has to be the way, the universe goes, yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. It's not going to be that way. And it's okay to go a different direction. That doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It means it's probably better for you than what you've been planning for yourself. Yeah, every time, Christine. The Milky Way is about connecting. It's about connecting, making connections. You know, have you ever noticed that the people you meet, and I know you know this, we've talked about this before, the people you meet in life take you on so many different paths. You met this person, you met that person, you met this person because of that person, or that person really sparked you or inspired you or changed your life. And why do you think that happens? Hi, Shane, Happy New Year. You know? Like, there was a reason for it. It's because you thought you were going to go this way. You thought you were going to control it. And then the universe went, yeah, I don't think so. And what is so funny is that we fight that tooth and nail. And what you resist persists, right? You push something away, it's going to come right back at you, right? You try to hold on to it, it's going to go the other way. Oh, thanks, Sarah. I appreciate it. I have the best online family. You're always welcome to join us. Hi, Mere Magic. How are you? It's hard. It's hard to let things go, but what else can you do? What else can you do? Hi, Benita. Happy New Year. Okay, suggested approach. Ten of Swords. End the cycle. Let it go. You want to do a Kelly meet and greet? I know. Wouldn't that be nice, Kirsten? I know. One of these days. Yeah. What you do not change, you choose. You got it. You got it. I feel ya. I feel ya. Don't distract yourself with things that don't bring you any progress. Don't let yourself get sidetracked from what matters right now. Don't let things slip through your fingers, right? Because you could regret it later. Yes, the time has come. Yes, the time has come. It's time to make a move. Okay, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? The Two of Pentacles. It's almost like Cinderella here at the ball. Are you going to go to the light or are you going to be in the dark? What's at the top of your priority list? Where's the balance in your day-to-day? Yeah, you're a Pisces sun and moon. Yeah, Pisces are very intuitive people. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you also have to distinguish what is your energy and what is everybody else's. You're not obligated to feel everybody else's. Yeah, the cards today are deep, Ruby. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what's at the top of the priority list. Boundaries, people. Boundaries. My last date, I left my sunglasses behind rather than the shoe. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, weigh your options, but make the decision. Yeah. Oh, why is that, Poops? I don't know if I have one, actually. So let's see. What else do we need to know? Oh, the waterfall. Release. There's definitely an emotional release happening. There could be a lot of crying happening. Emotions coming to the surface. The hope and or fear. Let's see. I see. There we go. Okay, Boops, I got it. You've definitely cried rivers last year and today. Yeah. Oh, you were crying a lot last night, Matt? I think a lot of people were feeling it, for sure. For sure. Look, the Chariot, we got to move on. We got to move forward. There's victory to be had. Everything is going to be okay. You know, let me put it to you this way. Let me put it in you this way. I can't help saying that every time. Let me put it to you this way. Look, the people who love you are not going to leave you. They're not. The people who really respect you and care about you and want to make something work with you, they're going to be there. You know, I don't know about you guys, and I don't want to speak for all of you, but I don't give up on people easily. Okay? I give my all. I will give my all up until a certain point, right? I can understand things. I can tolerate a lot. I can forgive a lot. But the people who really want to make something work, they're there. And you guys don't have to do it alone. I know what it feels like to be alone. I've been in that position. You know? Unless you give them reason to. Exactly. Yeah. But that's the thing you have to be careful of with projection. You know, people will try to push you away. People will try to push you away. And sometimes you can't take the bait. You have to look at the bigger picture. you know? So let's take a look at the hope and or fear. Someone is doing that to you now, projecting or trying to push you away. It depends on where they're at, Trish. That's the problem. Look, there's different types of situations. If somebody is doing if somebody's doing the work and trying to get better and they're having a moment, okay, of trigger or whatever. I mean, we're all human, right? Then you don't take the bait. It's kind of like when you're in a classroom, they're an avoidant. Okay, so Trish, the thing about avoidance though, if someone is like legit avoidant, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. That person has to want to get help and go to therapy. Okay? That's really the only way. They have to want to do better, to be better. Yeah. Let's see the hope and or fear. Oh, thank you, Hannah. I appreciate it. But people who are actively healing, there's an absolute chance of making things better. Oh, thank you so much, Deliana. I appreciate it. Okay, hope and or fear is the Eight of Wands, manifestation and communication. You got to be clear in your manifestation. If you put confusion out into the universe, you're going to get confusion back. You know, sometimes you just have to let it be. Let go, let God, let the universe take the wheel. See where it goes. See where it goes. How do you know something's not going to be the best thing that ever happened to you? Give yourself that opportunity to at least have the experience. Yeah, Kat, it's recognizing moments versus patterns. Moments can be worked through. Patterns are things that the individual has to want to change. Exactly. Having a moment isn't a bad thing, right? But a pattern, if I see repetitive energy of something that I know is an issue, well, then it becomes an issue. A moment, I can get over a moment. I can get over a lot, you know? So that's the issue. Hold on one sec. Yeah, once a pattern is identified, it becomes a choice. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Kat is very insightful. She is. So there is an energy of missing someone that came through. So I don't know who's in that energy right now, but there's definitely like a feeling of longing or missing. Is it possible to have a 20-year age gap? Yeah, it is. Sure it is. Sure it is. As you get older, age is not the issue. Kate sending you lots of love. Let's look at the probable outcome. Let's look at the probable outcome. My New Year's was good, Shane. It was good. How about you? Oh, you're so sweet, Kat. Hey, listen, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Look, the probable outcome is the Empress, the queen of the earthly plane, feminine energy, being inspired, being creative, knowing your worth, self-value, and self-respect. Happy New Year, Tara. How beautiful. How beautiful. We want to be in the Empress energy. It's not about gender. It's about the energy of receiving and healing. You can't make it up. Releasing, purifying, cleansing. Aw, thanks, boobs. I appreciate it. Let's see, what is the other card? Probable outcome. Well, there's the fire. Expect the unexpected. That's the beauty of new energy. You know, I say this a lot every year. I repeated it in some of the readings I did today that I was filming. The thing about a new year that is so hard is that you don't have data. You don't have data. If you're data driven and you like to know patterns, speaking of patterns, you have no data right now. It's scary, right? You don't know what January, February, March is going to bring, but you certainly know when you get to like June, July, August, September, October, November. Oh, hi, Tarot Kitty. You want to say hi to everybody? Can we? Okay, let's show everybody what a good little boy you are. Oh, let's show everybody what a good boy you are. Let's show everybody what a good boy you are. How much you've grown. There's nothing like kitty love. There's nothing like kitty love. Yeah. Yeah. He's getting better. He actually doesn't like to be held, but we've been working on that. He's becoming more trusting. He's a big boy, I can tell you that much. Yeah, he's a big boy, but he's got a big body in general. He's just over a year old. He's got very big paws, big feet, big tail. Oh, thanks, Tara. I appreciate it. He doesn't eat a ton of food although he does like to steal from Karma, but I don't feed them a lot. Like I don't leave food in the bowl all day. He's a stud. He sure is. He sure is. He knows. What a good boy. What a good boy you are. Thank you. Hi, Lisa. How are you? This is good for him because he doesn't normally come live with me, right? He doesn't like to be held usually, so. Okay, go. Thank you. Oh yeah, he's a big boy. Although I call him little boy. I call him big boy and little boy. You know how our pets have so many names. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay, so my sister and I laughed about this recently. I always thought that Taro's birthday was in the summer, but it's not actually, because I think I was really miscalculating that because he has a brother that's still up for adoption, which kind of makes me sad because sometimes I feel obligated to adopt his brother. The only thing is I can't really interrupt this connection I have here with Taro and Karma. So I do think about it though. And I saw on the website, I was reminded that actually he was born in October. So he's either a Libra or a Scorpio. My sister says he's a Libra because she's a Libra. She's convinced. She says, no, he's a Libra. But he could be a Libra or a Scorpio. Hi, haters. Happy New Year. Nice to see you. I don't know. What do you think? Tarot, what are you? Are you a Libra or are you a Scorpio? I don't know. He could be more Libra. I could see a little more Libra. You think he's a Scorpio? I mean, he is intense though. I'm not gonna lie. He's getting bolder like every day. Your girlfriend's a Libra, so we'll go with that. Perfect. Perfect. I'm so happy for you, Ruby. Mm-hmm. Well, Elin, like contact is important, right? Connection, like spending time together is really important. Maybe he's on the cusp. I don't know. So Matt, your cat was either an Aries or a Taurus, depending on the time of the month that he was born. Okay, now he's going to attack the ribbon on the tree. They've discovered that they can get to some of the ribbon that's been on the tree for how long now? I think it's like my sign, I gotta take down the tree. Oh, you're in Windsor? I forgot, that's right. Toronto today, it was sunny earlier in the day. And then it got a little bit gray and dark. Now it's getting darker. Like I said, I feel like the whole day's passed me by so quickly. I've been busy all day. Hi, Emma Louise, nice to see you. Hi, Ronald. Thank you, lady. They're like, take it down. I think that's my sign actually to take it down because now they've discovered how to get to the ribbon. And so, yeah, I gotta do that. You've got good weather. Nice. Yeah, it's dark and gray there too. Yeah. Well, my friends, I better go. I'm really tired because, like I said, I've been working all day. I've had a headache for most of the day. I don't normally take Tylenol or ibuprofen, but today I did. I had a coffee and maybe I haven't eaten enough today. That's the other thing. Maybe I should eat something. Like I said, I've been just filming a lot. Yeah, because I know the feeling. I see a lot of cats from cat rescues, like on social media, and it's like there's a part of me that would love to adopt another one, but I can't disrupt this connection that I have with these two, or that they have with each other. You're gonna say nap time? Yeah. Happy New Year to you too, Elin. Thank you. All right, my friends, I gotta go. Oh, you're welcome, Tom. You're welcome. Okay. I send you all lots of love. I know, me too, Ruby. It's so nice to see you. I think of you often. You guys are like family to me, honestly. We've been together for, it doesn't necessarily mean we've been together for a long time because some of you may be new to me, but I just love this online family that we've built, and I'm very honored and privileged that I get to go into another year with all of you. So thank you. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Nick. Thank you, Frederick. Thanks, Kat. Thanks, Rebecca. I send you all so much love. And thank you for listening to these little hack moments of mine. It comes from love. I care about you guys so, so much. Happy 2026, Danielle. Thank you so much. Thanks, Maddie. You're welcome. I try to help Jane as much as I can. I really do. My intentions are pure. Thank you, Bridget. Happy New Year. You're welcome, old boy. Thank you. Thanks, Tara. Merci, Mathieu. Hack for growth. That's what it is. That's what it is. We want growth, right? Okay, I gotta go. I love you guys. Take care, Instagram, and I'll talk to you all soon. Okay, bye. Okay, YouTube, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you.